Are you gonna be a good girl? Help mama feel? Oh, my sweet kitty. Hello friends, and welcome to a new video. If we are meeting for the first time, my name is Lissa. Welcome to my channel. If you're coming back, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about how I made my witch hat. I made her out of this really interesting textured fabric. It's kind of like an animal print almost. It's really neat. And then just some black bias tape around the edges just to trim it off a little bit. So if you're interested in learning how to make your very own witch hat for the upcoming spooky season, keep on watching. So for my fabric for this project, I ended up picking this really cool pink snakeskin type print. It is textured, really cool, if you can see that. And I did that because if you look at the hat that Elphaba wears in Wicked, she has a hat that has some animal-like texture to it, and I thought that was really cool, but I picked pink.
Make it pink.
And then I also have hat wire here that I found on Etsy. I'll link it down below, as well as little connectors for the wire, again from the same shop. I'll link it down below. And we're going to use some bias tape around the edges to finish off the edges. And then we're just going to use this hat that I already have and some brown paper from the dollar store to draft a pattern for this. Okay, so you can't hardly see it, but I made a few little markings where the inside of the hat sat. So I'm just going to connect those. I'll go over it in Sharpie just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so now we have our hat shape. So now we need to get our pointy cone shape. So again, I'll just go at it with a Sharpie so you guys can see what I did here. I feel like we need a little bit of seam allowance. So we're going to actually extend this one a little bit to account for that. It's about half an inch. This we're going to cut 2 of, I think, because we're going to want the underside to be pink, and then this is going to be cut on the fold so that we have a cone. It's not very good circle at all. So I'm just going to put this down, cut it, and then cut 2 pieces of this. And this I forgot to give myself a seam allowance, so I just made a note on this to have myself a ½ inch seam allowance. So if you did this, probably only cut at, make those marks at 3½ inches, probably not 4 inches like I did to give it some seam allowance. So this fabric is really thick and difficult to cut out while keeping the paper in place because I don't like to use pens. So I decided to just draw onto the wrong side of the fabric. And so here you can see I added that ½ inch, and then I'm just going to do it again and be able to start sewing things together. Okay, so there is possibly a better way to do this, but I think I'm just going to glue these 2 pieces together with some fabric glue. Also, this has this weird loopy thing. I'm not sure that we really want that. It seems like it also needs a curve, so maybe by the time it curves and is a cone, we'll be fine. So I'm going to stitch this up along the edge and get myself a cone, and then make sure that fits into these, and if it does, then I'm going to glue these together with some fabric glue, and then we'll put the cone into the hat. Okay, so I have got my cone here sewn together, and I put it up next to, or inside one of these, and it looks like it's gonna fit. I had to trim it down a tiny bit. This was too big at the bottom. So now I'm going to glue these together. I don't have fabric glue. I thought I had fabric glue on hand, so I'm just gonna use this quick dry tacky glue. So we're super professional around here. Okay, so we've got this all glued down now. So I'm going to use these clips to kind of hold everything together in place. We should probably do this part first and then do the wire bits. but I want to make sure that this all stays in place just in case the glue isn't totally dry. Okay, so we have got this all clipped in, so we're just going to sew right along here, and then when I flip it inside out, we'll have a witch hat. Alright, this does not fit very gracefully down here. I don't know if you can see, this is very difficult to fit under here with all of these layers. If you just use like a normal satin or something, this would probably not be so difficult. But I wanted to have a cool snake print like Elphaba. This is not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. So we have our pointy witch hat. The point stands up on its own. Yay, I will call that a success. The hat is still floppy because there's no wire. So we're going to add the wire that we measured out earlier and this wire connector. So I think we make the big circle, we connect the big circle, and then we sew the big circle to the bottom side of this, and then we do the bias tape. So we're going to set my machine to a zigzag, and I'm going to lengthen the stitch length a little bit just to make sure that it will A, go through all of these thick layers, and B, go over the wire. Now I'm going to do it pretty much right on the edge as close as I can. So here is my wire, and as I get closer I'm going to unclip it so that I can guide it and make sure it's going right in that area between the needle going zigzagging. So you don't want to rush this. We don't want to break any needles today. Okay, it's starting to look like a witch hat. All we gotta do is add the binding along the top so that, or along the edge, so that it's finished. Okay, so we have my hat here, it's upside down, and we've got the bias tape, and I didn't cut it, I just have a whole long strip. I just ironed it all out, and we're just going to stitch along the very edge, being sure to be on, again, watching where that wire is and making sure we don't run into it. And that's what happens when you hit the wire, folks. Look at that. I was so close to finishing it. Now I have to go change this stupid needle. Okay, she done. Alright guys, so that is how I made my very own witch hat. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. You could definitely keep going and decorate it all sorts of ways with bows or spider webs, or I think it'd be cool to put those like creepy little skeleton guys I saw at the dollar store in them, like a bird or a rat or something. I think that'd be kind of neat. But yeah, there's all sorts of things that you could do, all sorts of different prints and patterns, so go forth, have fun, and if you follow this tutorial, make sure you tag me because I would absolutely love to see it. Comment below what other kind of Halloween type videos you guys would like to see this spooky season, and if you want to learn how to paint yourself green for a certain wicked witch, go ahead and watch my video on that over here, or if you want to keep on watching some sewing videos, there might be something over here. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.